Okay, part two of this video. Let's begin and get these 4 questions done, or 5 questions, however many we have left. In a triangle, the second side is 3 more than twice the first. The third side is 6 more than the first. The perimeter is 29. Find the length of each side. This sounds confusing, but I noticed something. Everything is being compared to the first side. So the first side of the triangle can be x. And let me draw a triangle right here. I'll call it x. The second side is 3 more than twice the first. So first off, twice the first. If the first is x, then twice the first is 2x. 3 more than that would be plus 3. So 2x plus 3. Again, this triangle is not to scale. The third side is 6 more than the first. So here's the first, x. 6 more than that would be x plus 6. There's my third side. So perimeter is 29, and it is the sum of the 3 sides. So x, 1x plus 2x plus 1x gives me 4x plus 9. So 4x plus 9 equals 29. Subtract 9 both sides, and you get 4x equal to 20. Divide by 4, and you get x equal to 5. Okay, so x, the first side is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. And 5 plus 6 is 11. And there are the 3 sides of my triangle. Great job, everybody. Number 8, find 3 consecutive odd integers. Twice the sum of the first 2 numbers is 9 more than the third. Again, this sounds confusing, but I'm going to break it down with you. We've got first, we've got second, and we've got third. The first integer could be x. The next odd integer, remember, if you're dealing with odd numbers like 5 and 7 and 9, what's the spacing between them? 2 units. So the next number would be x plus 2 units. The third number would be x plus 4 units. Odd and even numbers have spacing of 2 in between. So it says twice the sum of the first 2 numbers. And then it says is. So I'm going to start with is equals twice the sum of the first 2 numbers. So I'm going to start off with the sum of the first 2 numbers. The sum of the first 2 numbers is x plus 2. That's the sum of the first 2 numbers, correct? How do I say twice that? Well, I put a parenthesis around them and I say 2 times that sum. Great. 9 more, or I said is 9 more than the third. How do I say 9 more than the third? The third one is x plus 4. So I'll just say x plus 4 is the third, and then 9 more than that, so plus 9. There's my translation. So let's work this out now. So it's going to be 2, and then inside the parenthesis, x plus x is 2x plus 2. If I distribute, I'll get 4x plus 4. So we dealt with the left side there. Equals x plus, and then 9 plus 4 is 13. All right, got variables on both sides, constants on both sides. So subtract x from the right side, and let's subtract 4 over to the right side. All right, and so 4x minus x is 3x. 13 minus 4 is 9. And if you divide by 3, you get x equals 3. So I was off by just a little bit right there. X equals 3. The next odd number is 5, and the next number after that is 7. But the translation was key. Pause, rewind, watch this example as many times as you need to. Number 9, 3 consecutive even integers. All right, and it says find it such that 3 times the greatest decreased by 5 times the smallest is 4. That sounds complex. Let's do first, let's do second, and let's do third. So the first one could be x. Again, even numbers could be 4 and 6 and 8. The spacing in between them is 2 units, so x plus 2 and x plus 4. I just made up 4, 6, and 8 as a hypothetical. All right, such that 3 times the greatest. All right, well, let's see. 3 times the greatest is right there, or the greatest is x plus 4, so 3 times that would be 3 times x plus 4. Decreased by 5 times the smallest. So decreased by means minus. 5 times the smallest is x, so 5 times the smallest. And then is means equals 4. Congratulations, we've translated this. Now we need to solve it. So we distribute, and we get 3x plus 12 minus 5x equals 4. 3x minus 5x is negative 2x plus 12 equals 4. Subtract 12 from both sides. Get negative 2x equals negative 8. Divide everything by negative 2, both sides I should say, and you get x equals 4. Wow! I was so right on the money. I came up with the correct responses, 4 and 6 and 8. X equals 4. The next even number was 6, and the third even number is 8. How about them apples? All right, 2 more examples. Let's get to it. Number 10. All right, let's really pay attention. I'm going to put a star by number 10. The sum of 2 numbers is 17. I'm going to stop right there. Okay, so we have the first number and we have the second number. The first one can always be x. But if I know that the next number adds up to 17 with the first, watch what I'm going to write here. 17 minus x. Stop, pause, and think about this. Does this make sense? If one number is 10, let's say hypothetically, then 17 minus 10 would be 7. Whenever you have the sum of 2 numbers equaling some constant, one of those can be the variable x, the other one is that total minus x. Keep that in mind anytime you see the sum of 2 numbers. All right, twice the larger. All right, so let me erase this right here. I don't know if these are correct, so let's get rid of that. Twice the larger is 1 less than 5 times the smaller. Do we have any idea which is smaller or larger here? No. So let's arbitrarily call one smaller and one larger. Could I have reversed it? Yes, I could have. All right, but now let's just translate. Twice the larger. So here's the larger. So I'm going to do 2 times 17 minus x. Is, so that's equals. 1 less than. All right, we talked about this before. Less than is called a flip-flop word. This is important. A flip-flop or flip-flop words. All right, so instead of saying 1 minus, I'm going to say minus 1. Less than means subtract, but I flip the terms around. 5 times the smaller. The smaller is x, so I'm going to do 5 times x. Again, pause and rewind this video as many times as you need. So I'm going to get 34 minus 2x equals 5x minus 1. Variables on both sides, so I'm going to add 2x over to the right. Cancels here. I'll add 1 over to the left, and I'll get 35 equals 5 plus 2x is, or 5x plus 2x is 7x. Divide by 7, and I get x equals 5. So if x equals 5, 17 minus 5 is 12, everybody. And 12 and 5 indeed add up to 17. That's number 10. An important problem. Look at that as many times as you need to. Last but not least, number 11, 4 consecutive integers. All right, so just first, second, third, and fourth. So we have x, x plus 1, x plus 2, and x plus 3. All right, such that 4 times the sum of the first and the last is 14 more than 7 times the third. Wow. Let's start with the word is, equals. So it says 4 times the sum of the first and the last. The first is x, the last is x plus 3. I'm going to start with the sum of the first and the last. The sum of the first and the last is x plus 3. Then it says 4 times that sum, so I'll do 4 times that. Is 14 more than, so I'll do 14 plus 7 times the third. The third is x plus 2. Okay, 7 times x plus 2. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to pause here and you can solve this one.